Hey y'all, this is Treacherous Slayer coming at y'all with another video, and before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now, tonight y'all, we're about to get into the last remaining episodes, which is the finale of A Night of Seven Kingdoms. So, without further ado, let's get into it, and before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now y'all, I'm just going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on these last two episodes. And like you seen in the thumbnail, my thoughts are this finale was definitely bittersweet. Like, it was definitely difficult to watch. So we're gonna just get into episode 5. My thoughts on episode 5, very strong start because it just picked up where it left off with the finale of episode 4, which is the Battle of the Seven Knights. And Egg was nervous as hell for Duncan, like, are you sure you want to go through this? Well, he was handing him his spear for the battle. And like he told Egg, like, you just better be here when I get done. And y'all, oh my gosh. So like the battle start and Duncan and Arian are just like going at it while the other knights are battling each other. And Arian gets some good shots off Duncan as he like spears him in his side. And I was just like, oh, and Egg's just watching on the sidelines, like, this is just difficult to watch. And just telling him to continue to fight and everything. And then Arian managed to knock Duncan off his horse, which I was scared as hell at that point. I was like, oh shit, here we go. And knocked him clean out with a mace. And then we're tossed back to Duncan's past, which I did enjoy seeing a flashback of Duncan's origin story. So we already knew he was an orphan, but apparently he had like a sister figure in his life named Rave, and they were basically just struggling to make ends meet and everything, and you know, just trying to survive after the war of, I guess, I'm pretty sure one of the Targaryens' wars when they destroyed one of the dragons. So that happened, and there's this one corrupt ass knight that was just giving them both hell, and I basically liked the bond that they shared, him and Rave. Like, she wanted to get them both out of that crappy town they were living in and basically go to the free land. And I like Duncan's question, like, what if the free land is better than this? And she was like, well, we're just gonna find somewhere else better to go. And I knew, thanks to that dialogue, things wasn't gonna end happily ever after for Duncan and Rave. So we later on see the corrupt ass knight, unfortunately, bop and flop Rave in a just like puny display of power. It was just so pathetic. And this is how we learned that Arlen the Pennytree saved Duncan from getting killed by that corrupt ass knight and his partner. And y'all, Arlen wasn't playing. He like bopped and flop both of them. Like, that was satisfying to watch. And then we're tossed back to the present battle of Duncan just coming to his senses. One of Arlen's main catchphrases too, Duncan, was always to get up, so they don't stop like fighting. And him and Arian are obviously zeroing in on each other, and they're giving each other some fatal ass blows. Yeah, I was like, yeah, play Brutal by Olivia Rodrigo, because that battle was brutal. It just cutthroat as hell, y'all. Like, I was like, damn. I thought Duncan was out of here, y'all. I did not expect him to survive that battle, like, because Arian stuck him a few times with his sword and clocked him twice with the mace. And he did collapse. And Egg, poor Egg, he just seemed so defeated. But then Egg's tenacity wasn't fading away when he kept shouting, Duncan, get up. Like, you know, stand your big ass up right now. If you collapse right now, like, I guess you're not a true knight like you just claiming to be. So you better stand your ass up. And Arian thought Duncan's collapse meant that he won. He was like, it's over. I'm like, boy, shut your lame ass. Oh, I cannot stand Arian, y'all. Like, if y'all watch my last video, y'all know I can't stand Arian as. Them Targaryen, man, they a different breed. Not Baylor, though, but yeah, Arian, nah, I cannot stand for the life of me. So, luckily, Egg's motivating words did snap Duncan back to reality. That he stumbles back to his feet as his eye is just like messed up and his hearing's fading out. Like, y'all, it's just looking bad for Duncan, but he's basically looking like a walking corpse at this point. And he gets the upper hand on Arian, grabs Arian's shield and starts mollywopping him back and forth, just across the head, and he give him a 2-piece and a biscuit across the head, and I don't think Arian getting up, y'all. And then Arian concedes, like, I yield, please, I yield. You know, so yeah, he yielded. I did. Why the hell? This is one of my favorite moments of the episode when Duncan dog walked Arian across the field, basically like, you tell them yourself that it's over. Then he was like, I admit defeat, you know, basically in so many words. So he tosses him like a rag doll, and the battle ceases. So the Maesters quickly go scoop up everyone off the field. And one of just my favorite moment, it was just like Egg shouting like, wait, like, no, Duncan's not done yet. So don't call this battle yet, just because y'all want to prove a point that royalty supersedes all, which in this case, it didn't. So the part I didn't like, which I'm about to discuss, was when Baylor came to congratulate Duncan on basically winning the battle, and Duncan took a knee and promised his loyalty to Baylor, saying he's the greatest man of the land. And then he asked Raymond and Pate to take off his armor, basically. And then I knew something was off because how he was talking, he was slightly delayed in his speech. I was like, oh, hell no, what the hell's going on with Baylor, y'all? Why the hell they help pull off his helmet? And then you heard a squelch. I was like, no. Then he reaches his handbag, and obviously we see blood on his hand. And then the camera just focuses on him. Then he turns around. His head is just like impaled, like just gone. So I guess Makor's weak ass mace, you know, hit him in the back of his head, and he just collapsed into Duncan's arms. And Duncan's just like losing it right now. And Aegon, like, I hate this thing. I'm like, what is up with the Game of Thrones series? Y'all always killing on my faves. First the Red Wedding, then the Tyrells. Like, I'm like, I can't. Like, y'all pissing me off. Like, stop pissing me off. Like, I can't. I just can't comprehend why they keep killing off all the decent characters. And he was a good man. Like, he was actually a standout Targaryen, aside from the other men of that rancid ass bloodline. Like, I cannot. Like, so that pissed me off, him like crying in his arms. And that's how episode 5 ends, with Duncan apologizing, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I got you. Because of course now he's gonna blame himself for the murder of Baylor, even though it was in a battle. But still, like, I think Makar did kill him on purpose because he was keeping him from sparing Arian. I don't know. I just wonder if he was truly loyal to his brother. Like, did he follow his brother's beliefs in a sense? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Do y'all think Makar really loved his brother? Because I don't know. Like, it was giving very Cain and Abel. So, as we continue to the finale episode, The Morrow, episode 6, we just pick up with Leo Baratheon and this medical doctor trying to examine a depressed Duncan's wounds and everything. And Leo's basically telling him, hey, you come follow me and I'll claim you as my brother. You know, follow me out of this land. Like, I don't want you stuck here, basically. Or you don't come with me, then you just become a brother I hate. I was like, I love Leo's logic, but I don't think, obviously, Duncan turns it down, and he's just, like, cursing the gods, like, why the hell did they keep him alive but took Baylor? And he's the one who fought for him, and that kind of pissed Leo off. He was like, well, he was the only one that fought for you. We all fought for you. Especially like Raymond and the few other knights as well. So I guess Leo got the hell out of there, which I don't blame him, because I would just got out of there, because all hell's definitely gonna break loose, I feel like. A few other moments I did enjoy overall with these 2 episodes was the backstory of Duncan truly becoming Arlen's squire, because he was basically trailing him around after Rave died, and one drunk night where Arlen accidentally stabbed him, so that's when he stumbled upon Duncan trailing him, basically. So that was nice to him, telling him to like get up and, you know, you're basically going to be my squire. So that was nice seeing his origin story. I did enjoy Duncan's origin story. That was definitely the standout for these 2 episodes as well, was Duncan's origin story. And episode 6 just wraps up with Makar summoning Duncan, basically trying to convince Duncan that he didn't intentionally try to kill his brother, but he was trying to keep his son alive as well. So he basically had to pick the lesser 2 evils in his eyes. And Duncan was like, well, I was only loyal to Baylor, and I'm the one who's basically want to blame as well. So Makar basically saying both of him and Duncan are going to be looked at sideways for causing Baylor's death, because he's already feeling like miserable since everybody's looking at him like an old, pathetic king and everything, and he just feels like his power isn't gonna last long, which we all know, like, the Targaryens' thrones are always a bit fickle, so let's just be honest. And I like how Raymond consoles Duncan and then introduces him to his new wife. Raymond, that was nice that Raymond found love and, you know, settled down. And Duncan was gagged like, wait, hey, you secured a wife quick. I mean, Raymond, he fought bravely, so that's what attracted her to him. So she was like, a true knight. I guess that fight turned her on. But yeah, that was a nice moment. And we also see Egg having his own personal dilemmas when Duncan rejected serving under Makar because he said he was only loyal to Baylor. Like, he wouldn't feel right squiring their family after when he basically caused Baylor's death. So he turns that down, and that pisses Egg off, as he's looking at it like, oh, I thought you didn't care about status, but now all of a sudden you say be a squire to a prince. Okay, bet, I got you. And he storms off pissed. After their little hearts are him trying to convince him, but obviously Egg is stubborn. And one of my favorite moments was Egg trying to basically bop and flop Arian while he's all decrepit in bed. But unlucky for him, his father was like lurking by, and he just drops the knife and just appears defeated. But we know Egg always has a backup plan, y'all. So Duncan then has another idea to basically go make her let Egg squire under him, but away from their home castle. And Makar turns this idea down, basically saying he doesn't want his son to be a peasant, and want to be a peasant and live like a peasant. So, well, if he can't squire under our castle, he's not gonna be a squire anywhere, basically. So he does that shit, and Duncan just leaves defeated. And I guess Duncan just decides to like leave that area. And Raymond did bring back his white horse that he sold in the beginning. It was nice seeing her again. And I'm sorry, Duncan just says, no, she's no longer my horse no more, so you can have her, you know, to Raymond. And he asks Raymond what's his plan. So I guess Raymond decides that he's gonna pick up his father's mantle and start a cider business. So I guess he said all them days of battling over for him, and I don't blame him. And surprise, surprise, we see Egg badass running up to Duncan like, my dad did say I couldn't be your squire, so where are we going? And I guess he gives Egg Chestnut, and then he tells him, don't touch Thunder unless I put you on Thunder, basically. And they start their journey, and Egg to ask him, okay, where are we going? And he was like, I don't know, somewhere in the free lands of the Seven Kingdoms. And then Egg has to educate him, like, no, there's not Seven Kingdoms, there's 9 kingdoms. And they decided their next destination will be the Red Mountains. Hey, y'all, why the hell the ending of the episode wraps up with Maekar looking sideways when the Targaryens are descending from the land, and he's looking around for Aegon. He was like, "Where the fuck is my son?" And then the episode ends. So obviously Aegon ran away once again. So it's definitely gonna be hard for him to track Aegon again, because I would say Aegon is definitely a master of escape, because I guess he's like, "No, I'm not gonna be trapped in a bird cage you call a castle." So yeah, I'm interested to see how season 2 goes, because I'm definitely interested. And I love the metaphor of Arlen following Aegon and Duncan into the field on their horses as they start their journey into season 2. So I love how Arlen's tenacity was passed on into Duncan, and the true courage to be a knight. So what y'all think? Are y'all excited for A Night of Nine Kingdoms season 2? I don't know. This is definitely a good Game of Thrones spinoff. Like I said, if you don't want something that you're sitting there for like hours to binge, this is definitely the show you should be watching. And I would say they're doing their thing with this one. So I'm Treacherous Slayer, and I'll see y'all later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.